Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Tyrone back with Tech Life, and this is episode 3 of the Wireless Weekly Recap. So let's get right into it. So earlier today, I found out that Sprint was rewarded $139 million as jury finds Time Warner Cable infringed digital voice phone service patents. So I didn't know that this trial was going on. Let me know if you guys did. But Sprint came out the winner, and they were awarded $140 million. Now you're going to say, well, what are they going to do with that money? That was also my question. I think the smart thing to do would be to add it to the remaining capex of the quarter four. Sprint is still in Q4. They have their fiscal year is a little different, and that would increase their capex to about 530 million, which would probably allow them to complete an additional city or two and add upgrades and small cells or whatever they decide to do. But more than likely, they are probably going to add this to their debt payment. That's what Sprint's more than likely going to do, but I think the most common sense would be to add it to the capital investment. But that's definitely up to Sprint. Let me know in the comment section what you think they should do with that money. Next, slowing T-Mobile's cuts, Deutsche Telekom's growth forecast, merger more likely. So T-Mobile's predicted slowdown as Verizon, as AT&T, and all these prepaid companies get more competitive. Now, this is making a merger more likely, but you got to remember Q1 numbers haven't been officially announced, so these are just rumors. So definitely take that with a grain of salt. I think T-Mobile will slow down a tad bit, but nothing crazy to where it's going to hurt their numbers too bad. I think their churn is going to go up. They're going to lose a lot more customers due to the Verizon Unlimited plan. I don't think the AT&T one is too attractive. So I think Verizon is going to take a big part of the growth starting in Q1 from all carriers. As I reported, AT&T already lost 40,000 and probably more by now. I'm sure T-Mobile's numbers have slowed down. Sprint's numbers have definitely slowed down. So definitely competition is at its best that I've ever seen it. So let me know in the comment section down below. Do you think that T-Mobile's growth will slow down? Or do you think T-Mobile will actually grow from this and become even more competitive? I think on the network side, they're going to fulfill their plan for this year. Also, they're opening new stores in South Dakota, Montana, so that's additional growth they're taking on. They've never been in those markets. So definitely lots and lots to report, so stay tuned for that. And I just wanted to report this to you guys because I've seen you guys in the comments ask about it. And right now, all of this is still speculations and rumors, nothing official. But I think in the coming months, starting in April, we're going to learn more about all of this. And I think soon we're going to see a move. I just don't know by who. And this is why I think the T-Mobile and Sprint merger is going to be very complicated because both of their stocks are overvalued at this point. So I don't think either party is going to come to an agreement unless SoftBank is really serious about giving up all of its shares at a very cheap cost. Because Deutsche Telekom is going to say, well, I'm not willing to pay you for what you're worth. And then SoftBank is going to say, well, I don't have enough money to pay, to pay what you're worth. So it's definitely a very tricky situation, but we're going to see in the next coming months. Now, this SoftBank rumor has been floating around about them waiting for Sprint to go bankrupt, and then they're going to purchase the remaining 20% very cheap and still remain with the same amount of spectrum, and then they would be calling it SoftBank USA and then getting the network ready. Like in Japan, SoftBank's network is rock solid from what I've been hearing and seeing. And they would like to demonstrate that in the US, and they have the same exact network technologies here and spectrum. They use the same 2.5 spectrum on SoftBank's network in Japan as they have here on Sprint. So definitely very good times in the wireless industry, but this one, in my personal opinion, I don't think it will happen, this merger. I think it'll be cable companies that are going to try to interfere and make a lot of noise, and maybe Comcast or one of those guys is going to try to purchase Sprint or T-Mobile. So, but definitely stay tuned to the channel. I will keep you guys up to date as I hear more. But this merger, I don't think it'll happen, but who knows? So definitely let me know in the comment section down below if you are convinced that a merger between these two companies can happen, or if you think that one of the cable companies will purchase them next. So we have some more speed tests this week, so I definitely appreciate all of you sending in the speed tests. This one is out of North Carolina. So T-Mobile is doing some great work up there. Lots of network enhancements, added towers, small cells rolling out very quickly and quietly. So definitely good to see on that end, and I definitely appreciate it. This next test here is out of South Carolina. AT&T over 100 megs. So AT&T is also doing lots of upgrades to the network. So definitely, I think personally, if we're talking about money and capital investment, I think AT&T has the best chance of catching Verizon as far as 5G and having a true LTE nationwide network, because they have a lot of money, but they haven't really showing out on the network side. But I gotta praise them on that they were able to roll out spectrum in a quick amount of time. They've added most of their additional spectrum, like band 30, band 29, band 2, band 4, at a very fast pace. So that's definitely really good to see. And most of their cities that they're in, they've completed that process almost at 100%. So that's definitely good to see. Now, I just want to see if they're going to be able to complete that plan that I made the video about, as far as adding small cells and adding more towers. That will definitely be what I'm looking forward to on AT&T, because with their spectrum holdings, they should have a very good network going into 5G. So definitely look forward to seeing that from them. Next, we have some speed tests. This one was in Orlando, Florida on T-Mobile. So I believe that T-Mobile is now on the DAS antenna inside of Disneyland there. So that is definitely good to see from T-Mobile, that they are not slowing down. They're investing just the right amount to upgrade where it need be. And that's one thing that I learned from T-Mobile. They don't play around on the network side. But then again, at the start of LTE, most of their network had already fiber optic ran towards the towers with HSPA+. So upgrading to LTE didn't take as long as the other carriers. So that's one fact to keep in mind. But definitely good to see. Next, we have some speed tests out of New York on Verizon Wireless. So Verizon Wireless is definitely the best network in New York. It has been for quite some time. I know T-Mobile is very, very close to competing there, but Verizon just made the, proper investments there, and the network is blazing fast there. Now, I know you're not going to see crazy speeds out of Verizon, but you're going to see lots of consistency. So here's another one out of New York. 54 on the download, 32 on the upload. Ping is 32. And, as we go through the year, Verizon is going to make more upgrades in New York. So definitely, I don't see any slowdown anytime soon, even with the unlimited. So that's definitely good to see. Next, we have some speed tests out of El Paso on the west side from T-Mobile. I have 2 speed tests sent in. So I definitely appreciate that from Alex locally. And these speed tests are actually really good. I know it's 10 p.m. at night, but it's still, people are still up at this time. So seeing those speeds, I've seen a few of those speeds, but these are really, really good. And as you can see, this one is actually over 100 megs. So definitely really good to see T-Mobile steady improving here in El Paso. So this is it for this week's wireless recap. Definitely this upcoming week is going to be really busy again. So definitely stay tuned. Like, share, subscribe to the channel so you're up to date on all the news on the wireless industry. Soon the Galaxy S8 will be released, so I have more info on that. The LG G6 is already out. It also looks like it's going to be releasing on T-Mobile with 256 and 64 QAMs on both download and upload, so that's really good. It doesn't have the Snapdragon 835. It looks like Samsung has rights to that Snapdragon, so they'll be able to be the first phone with that 835, and then after that, every other manufacturer can roll it out. But LG G6 won't be able to aggregate all of those technologies that are out now. but the Samsung S8 will be able to aggregate the MIMO, the QAMs, and the carrier aggregation to get the gigabyte speeds. So definitely looking forward to that. And the phone is supposed to be really beautiful. So definitely stay tuned to the channel. Also, let's get interactive in the comment section down below. I want to know your guys' opinions and thoughts on the mergers and all that stuff. So definitely, I appreciate all the interaction. Give these videos a thumbs up. It keeps me motivated, keeps me going. This is Tyrone with Tech Life, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.